Hey everybody, Grest here. So one of the easiest things that you can do to your handgun or rifle for that matter to personalize it for your taste and your needs is to actually change out the sights. So today we're going to take a look at the set of TruGlo sights for my wife's Smith & Wesson M&P Shield Performance Center. So what we have here is my wife's Smith & Wesson Shield Performance Center 9mm, and it is unloaded, of course. And we have a set of TruGlo Tritium Pro night sights. And I'll be honest with you, for my aging eyes, I've come to really like sights that have kind of a subdued, blacked out rear with a larger dot on the front sight. So let's go ahead and take a look at these and what it takes to actually swap these out from the original ones. So the Performance Center Shield Generation 1, I believe the Gen 2s as well, come with these kind of light tube type sights. And I'll be honest, for a concealed carry pistol, I'm not a fan of these whatsoever. They don't offer really anything after dark, and for, again, a concealed carry type of handgun, you definitely may be in a situation where you're carrying at dark where you need some sights that will actually pick up some light. So these during the daytime, they glow really good, but if it's dark outside with no ambient light at all, these things pretty much suck. The other thing is that these light tubes can fall out over time, so I figured to go ahead and swap these things out, and they're actually not too bad. So for the rear sight, you have a set screw that you got to pull out there, and then you can slide this out. There is, for the safety plunger, okay, right there, there is a spring and then a captive plastic cap, so you have to be very careful when you push this off that you don't lose those parts. If you do order, you can just put like a piece of cardboard or something like that underneath here as you slide the sight out. So that's what I'm gonna end up doing. And then the front sight, it's just a traditional drift out dovetailed sight, so it shouldn't be a big deal to install. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these installed, and then come back and take a look at them, see what you guys think. All right, so first thing you want to do is make sure that we are clear, and we are. So for the Smith & Wesson M&P series, you actually have this little striker lever down here that's in yellow. If you swing that thing down like so, you can kind of see it down in there. You can actually remove this without having to pull the trigger. So pull that guy out, go all the way off. So I'm gonna set the frame to the side here, and then we can work on taking the rest of the slide apart as well, like so. You can see the nice little ports on that barrel, and because we're going to be putting this slide into a vise in order to drive the rear side out, and then also to drive the front side out. So one thing that's very important is to take your time, use a punch if you're gonna, or a sight pushing tool, whichever you choose. These are actually in here easy enough that you can punch these out with just a brass puncher, but you want to use something that's soft, okay? So you don't want to damage the slide or anything, and if it seems like it's too stiff, just stop and might want to reassess things. So but anyways, let me go ahead and throw this thing in the vise, and then we'll start working on taking the rear side off first, and then we'll move over to the front side. All right, sir. First thing we got to do is get this rear side off, and we're going to remove the set screw. You can just remove that guy all the way. Normally there is a little bit of Loctite on that guy right there. So just be mindful of that. It is an Allen key, and if you're pulling this guy off, make sure that you have an Allen key that is sharp and not worn out. I'm just going to take my So as you're driving this thing out, you're gonna have a spring that's gonna wanna pop up. All right, so this is for the safety plunger. So you wanna be careful you don't lose that piece, and you also wanna be careful that you don't damage it in any way. So I'm going to take those pieces out for the time being, and go ahead and grab this guy off the rest of the way. All right, so it came out really easy, so it's not really a big deal there. And then we can go ahead and look at installing our new sight. So here's the new sight. It does come with a new Allen key here, or Allen screw rather. So you'll want to add a little bit of blue Loctite or some very light Loctite. Just keep that thing from backing out. And I'm going to go ahead and start from the other side here. I'm going to put a little plastic piece back on. And then, now I have a little piece here that came from Apex to kind of hold this thing in, kind of as a slave. And I'm going to go ahead and slide that in there. Here I'm just going to use this, kind of hold that stuff in place as I drive the new sight assembly in. Much lined up on there, and so again, always use something soft like a brass or a nylon punch whenever you're driving something like that you don't want to mess up. Go ahead and have a little bit of Loctite on there, just a dab. All right, so we can move on to the front sight, and the front sight should be pretty much the same method there. Just going to drive it out with a brass punch. And like I said, you can always use sight pusher, and I do have one that I could use. There we go. So pretty easy to get that guy out. And when you're pushing the new sights on, you could always add a little bit of lubricant or something like that. Sometimes they are somewhat stubborn, and you want to make sure that you just take it slow, take it easy. If you find yourself having some issues, stop and reassess. All right, so there you have it. These are a set of TruGlo Tritium Pro night sights installed on a Smith & Wesson M&P Shield 9mm, and you can see how it's a 2-dot rear, but they're blacked out, and it's got the U notch there, and then on the front side it has the orange surrounded tritium front sight, and definitely a hell of a lot better than the original sights that came on this. So once again, just for comparison's sake, you can see the original sights here. They are these kind of light tube style sights, and really I just don't think these are that great for a concealed carry type handgun. They offer you no visibility at nighttime, in my opinion, compared to a tritium night sight, a good set, whether it's TruGlo or night vision or Trijicon or Meprolite or whichever one you want to use. All of them are drastically superior than any other sort of regular sight when you're talking about a defensive handgun. So anyways, you can for sure pick up sights like these TruGlos or other night sights like night vision or Trijicon over at my friends at Brownells. So definitely check them out. Use my affiliate link down below to my link tree, and if you would be so kind, definitely helps out the channel to continue to bring products and content. So anyways, any questions, comments, put them down below, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Y'all take it easy.